Hey guys, Chris from 4K Motoring here. Got another video for you guys today. Seemed like you guys like my 10 things I love about my Corvette video. So today we're gonna go ahead and do a 10 things I love about my Nissan Titan. Now, I really have a lot of good things to say about this truck. I have had several Nissan trucks in the past. I don't know if I've mentioned this in the channel before. I've had a 2001 Nissan Frontier. I've had a 2007 Nissan Titan, just a king cab, four-wheel drive, and now I have the 2018 Nissan Titan XD Pro 4X. This is by far the best of the three. I did like each one did have their own things that I liked about them, but as an overall vehicle, this particular XD has been pretty fantastic. For those of you that don't know what the Titan XD is or not really kept up with it, 2016, this was Nissan's attempt at sort of a heavy-duty truck. They slotted a place in between the typical half tons and 3/4 tons, the 1500s and 2500s, that they felt there was a lot of movement of people going back and forth between the two each year. So they decided that they would make what they considered a 5/8 ton truck, I guess. It's slotted somewhere between what an F-150 and F-250 would be. Call it like an F-200. The capabilities are pretty in line with some of the early 2000s 2500s, so it's pretty respectable for what it is. It's got a heavy-duty frame as compared to the normal Titan. It's got better axles, little beefier hubs. That whole the whole running gear is a little bit beefed up. Same engine, same transmission, same cab as the normal Titan from 2016 up to second generation. The hood is shaped similar, but it is a longer hood. This vehicle had the option for a Cummins turbo diesel. Nissan had a 5-liter with an Aisin transmission. I drove one of those. I did consider that before I got the 5.6 gas truck that I have now. It really did not impress me as a motor. For being the diesel, it was 310 horsepower and 555 foot-pounds of torque, I believe, as opposed to the gas engine that was 390 horsepower, 394 foot-pounds of torque, something in that ballpark. It really didn't handle great. The engine and transmission was significantly heavier. So as far as off-roading goes and just general drivability, you could definitely feel that weight up front, up in the nose. The power delivery was very slow in stock form. Obviously there's emission stuff and reasons for that, but it was kind of slow to take off, and the transmission was a 6-speed as opposed to the 7-speed that's in this one. It was very clunky, and I know there's some tuning issues that they had. Some of the later ones were smoother than the early ones, but I really wasn't impressed. The fuel mileage was not great enough to justify the additional initial costs, the additional maintenance costs, the ongoing fuel and DEF costs. The towing ability, really, it was slightly more. It really wasn't any more than the gas truck. The weight of the engine and transmission weighed up the chassis a good bit, so the payload in the gas truck is actually a good bit higher than the diesel truck. Diesel truck was just able to tow just a little bit more. So for me, it didn't quite make sense to go with the diesel. The gas truck is just cheaper in general, cheaper to fuel, cheaper to maintain, lighter, better for off-roading, has a greater payload, which is more ideal for my purposes. This is one of the only ways you're able to, with the second gen Nissan, get the full crew cab and the long bed, which is kind of what I wanted. So here we are. I have the XD. So I've had this truck for right about 3 years, bought it new in 2018, and the biggest thing I can say, I think I mentioned this factor in the Corvette video as well, but for the Nissan trucks, up to this point at least, one of the major things I love about it is the value for money. Was able to get a killer deal on this truck. Crew cab, mostly loaded, Pro 4X trim, missing a couple features, doesn't have the heated or cooled seats, doesn't have the auto dimming mirrors, but and it doesn't have the around view monitor. I guess those are the things it's missing that were an option for this vehicle. Otherwise, it has all the other packages, which we'll go through a couple of the features, and got it for under $40,000 brand new, which was phenomenal for a 7,000 pound truck, and definitely something to love. Another thing I love about this truck is just the way it feels behind the wheel. The seats are incredibly comfortable. Nissan used the zero gravity foam technology developed with NASA that they, I guess, took the copyright to, or were involved in the initial development of. So they have that in their seats, and they are very comfortable. The side bolstering is pretty decent for this truck. It's definitely noticeable, still easy to get in and out. The seats themselves have a waterproof cloth center, I'll show you guys, and the outside is a kind of heavy duty vinyl for this off-road trim. So they're very durable feeling, they're very comfortable. The truck itself sits high, it sits, you know, it's on a big tall frame, a heavy duty frame. So you have a pretty commanding view of the road. Visibility is good all around. It's got the undercut side windows. Ford has had the same for a while. Most big rigs have it. So you can see these mirrors, they're down a little bit lower. The mirrors themselves are fantastic. You can see everything you want to see out of them. They're manual extending and manual folding for the few times that I do that. But otherwise, they are very good mirrors. These have the nice turn signal in them, which the first generation didn't, so that's a cool plus. And it's just an awesome place to be, very comfortable. It's got more cup holders than you can imagine. One thing I can say without a doubt that I love about this truck is the Rockford Fosgate stereo. I've had it before on one of my old Nissan Frontiers, but the stereo in this, it just sounds so good. It's not obnoxiously loud, it's pretty loud, but the bass and the treble, kind of the whole range, is very clear. There's really no distortion to speak of. It is just a good sounding system. The truck itself is pretty quiet as far as insulation goes, so it's a pretty comfortable overall place to be, and I love that about this truck. Another thing Nissan has going for it that I absolutely love is this 5.6 liter motor. It's based off the block of the first generation motor that they had for way too long. They did some minor upgrades to it. It's now direct injected. It's got variable valve timing on intake exhaust, the variable valve lift, vent and lift VVL system, and it, while idling, lets you rev all the way up, and it just sounds as a dual overhead cam aluminum block. If you guys can hear that, it is just a strong motor. It sounds great. It's very responsive and very reliable. There was some issues with a couple of the early castings with some cylinder oil issues that caused some blocks to be replaced, which is not uncommon for a lot of manufacturers as I see. But overall, both the first motor I had in my last Titan, the 5.6, and this 5.6 have been phenomenal engines. I'm just very happy with them. Most of my favorite features when it comes to this truck are all in the bed. I'll show you. The first one I'm going to link a clip to here. It's called the Nissan Trailer Light Check. With the Nissan Titan, the second gen, regular and XD, it comes with this feature. All you have to do is hit the lock button once, hit and hold it a second time, it'll beep, and we see we have the lights flashing, left turn signal, right turn signal, brake, and you can see the running lights are activated as well, and then it beeps to let you know it's done. As I've shown before, allows somebody to just by themselves, no additional people, to get the truck hooked to a trailer, and from the back of the trailer, while not in the truck, cycle through all the lights that's in the truck, or on the trailer rather, to make sure that they all work. It's phenomenal. It lets one person do all the hookup and everything pretty easily, and just a great thought from Nissan. One thing Nissan really doesn't brag enough about on this truck that is pretty amazing, the braking ability of this truck is phenomenal. Most trucks will put on their spec sheet and claim best in class towing, payload, you know, horsepower, stuff like that they think people want, that gets people to the dealerships. But the Nissan Titan has best in class braking, which there's a couple other channels here. I'll link, there's an Engineering Explained, if you guys follow him, did a video comparing different vehicles and their braking ability, and a Titan, not the XD, but a regular Titan in the Pro 4X package, so not even the most roadworthy package, the off-road package, would outbrake a Mini Cooper, I believe was the car it was up against, which is pretty phenomenal when you think about it, because the weights are much different and the ability should be much different, but the Nissan outdoes it. And I can tell you a couple times that I've had to use the brakes here, it has been incredible to have these. When I came from my first generation Titan, the 2004 to the 07 models had the smaller brakes. They upgraded them in 2008 and they did become better, but those first ones, man, they were underpowered, without a doubt. So coming from that to this, that it does, the pedal feel, it does require a little more effort on your part to press, but the power they have is phenomenal. So overall, awesome feature. Now, the majority of things I love the most about this truck are all here on the back end. When it comes to utility and cargo management, Nissan always does a really good job. So first, we'll go ahead and mention that the tailgates on these trucks have had an option to be dampened since 2004, which I think beats the competition. As you can see, several trucks do this now. Still not really a standard thing across the board. I think Nissan does these on the majority of their trucks at this point. And it's just easy one-hand operation, slow close. Love that about this truck. Along with that, once we get into the bed, we can see the Nissan Utilitrack system. That is these rails and accessories that go all the way around the bed, including here on the floor with these covers. If you can't tie something down in a Nissan truck, it can't be tied down. Nissan definitely has the best system that I've seen. The bed liner is a factory spray-on bed liner. I think they're one of the first ones to start doing that as well. Really just makes it a usable truck. I mean, if you're gonna buy one of these vehicles, a lot of other trucks you'd have to go pay extra money to get this stuff done after you buy it, and Nissan already includes it because that's what people need. Great feature. Next to that, we have what these Nissan calls the Titan boxes. Similar to the idea of the Ram box that has the outside of the bed rail be the storage compartment. These provide some sort of lockable storage that has drains in the bottom. You can use as coolers. Not insulated, so not great, but nice to have a little extra space you can carry around with you. Unlike the Dodge system, you can, with just a couple bolts, take these out of the bed and have a full bed to use. Whereas the Dodge is permanently installed, you have a narrower bed. So this gives you a little bit of utility. Venturing further into the bed here, one of the next things that I love about this truck and the last Titan I had is they're very good at bed lighting. And I'll show you what I mean. This feature was on my 2007 Nissan Titan, the first generation. And it had here in the inside of the taillights, there was a extra bulb, a cutout and an extra bulb to shine on the tailgate so you could work at night. Really handy. They've gone ahead and increased the number of lights in the new Titan here. Of course, you have the cargo lights up on the, right now on the roll bar that I have, but it's on the cab. But you also have on each side 2 LED lights under the bed rails, and that's something they added for the second gen Titan. Several trucks are doing it now. It's nice that Nissan's jumped on board. It makes it a really nice place to be, whether you're tying stuff down at night or working in the Titan boxes. It's pretty cool. Along with the cargo management strategy from the bed, Nissan also has a similar innovative interior cargo system. In the back seats here, what it has is what they call fold flat flooring. So when you fold the seats up, easy one-hand motion to do that. A little lever to come down, easy to fold. First I'll say that there is room behind them. You can put a few things back there, not a lot, but there's some room. Seats just come up. There's grocery hooks for grocery bags right on the bottom of them. Then we have our lockable storage bins that go all the way across with some dividers. You can lock them the way they are. These will fold out to have a flat surface all the way across if you choose. And underneath them there is storage bins, again lockable, comes with these little dividers, so when it comes to utility, really nice place to be. Does have cup holders, extra cup holders up here, extra cup holders in the door. There's a total of 12 cup holders in this truck. That's a little side note, kind of excessive as far as I'm concerned. It does have rear AC vents, just a lot of room, a lot of nice storage. Cargo management is a big theme in this truck and in all Nissan trucks, and if you're actually using it, it's really nice to have. Something you can't miss mentioning that is to love about these trucks is the warranty. 5 years, 100,000 mile bumper to bumper warranty is pretty phenomenal in the truck world. This truck is about 3 years old now. Got it new in 2018. Had a couple little issues, nothing significant at this point, but it's nice to know that anything that goes wrong at all, 5 years, 100,000 miles, it's covered, and that is awesome. So there you go, guys. That is the list of 10 things I love about my Nissan Titan. If you guys enjoyed this, I can go ahead and make one of the 10 things I hate about the Nissan Titan as well, just like I did for the Corvette. I'll link these videos up here just so you guys can see them. There'll be a couple of them. As always, I appreciate you guys tuning in, appreciate you guys watching. Please consider liking and subscribing. 4K Motoring here. We appreciate you guys coming around, watching the videos, and we'll see you next time.